After 7 seasons of Survivor, the #1 rule remains: trust no one. Last night on the All-Star edition, Lex Vandenberg was given a refresher course.
Getting rid of Jerry last night at Tribal Council was horrible. I cut her loose to keep Amber around as a favor to Rob. When I need to cash in with Rob, I'm sure he'll deliver. He's good on his word.
Well, I'm making the deal, save Amber, and I'm going to help you later on? You guys didn't really believe that, did you? Come on.
I just can't even believe what I'm hearing.
You're asking me to screw everybody else now.
You got more allegiance to them than you got to me. After asking me for a special friend
I made an agreement
favor.
with them. I asked you for a favor.
It's about being betrayed by my friend.
Right.
It's about getting a knife in the back.
It's time for you to go.
I think, you know, the show really lived up to its expectations last night.
This is what you watch Survivor for, huh? I mean, it's what the game is all about, I guess.
Man, we need to set this up, because you guys didn't play together. You and Rob didn't play together.
We didn't.
Right, but you have developed a friendship over the years,
and
right?
as many Survivor alumni do, we got to be pretty close. We did charity events together, and Rob and I actually got to be really close before playing All-Stars for a couple years leading into this. I mean, I was the guy that he would call if he was breaking up with his girlfriend. He'd call me or my wife, in tears sometimes.
Friends of the family.
Absolutely. And so I didn't even think twice about how this was going to go down.
Right. So when he comes to you in that, after the tribes broke up and he and Amber were broken up, he comes to you during that precious moment when he says, if you can do anything for her, I will
take care of you.
I'll take care of you.
And frankly, it felt, you know that when someone comes up to you and asks you for something like that, especially a close friend, I think it would be easy to discern a friend coming to a friend versus just somebody playing a strategy. And he was coming to me and he was asking me to help him. And I'm the kind of guy, I'm loyal to a fault. I will do anything for my friends. I'll jump into the fire for my friends. And he asked me to do something for him. And of course, I could only deliver. And I honestly, I don't regret it. I would probably do it all over again.
Wow.
I'm not bitter about the game, about losing the game, about losing $1 million. It was infinitely harder for me to be betrayed by a friend than to walk away from the $1 million.
So this is your friend. This is a friendship. This is really an emotional bond that's developed there. This is beyond gamesmanship. And when he comes to you that morning and says, "I'm cutting you loose," you thought what?
Oh, I mean, I was devastated, and knowing that my game was in trouble, and don't think I didn't try to scramble like crazy, but I knew I was in big trouble. But I was more than anything else, I was heartbroken that somebody would do that to me, that a friend would do that to me.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I still have to live with now.
After he said what he said, if you can help me out here, did it ever occur to you to cut Amber loose? Because we have our soothsayers in here, old players who come and talk about the game, and somebody suggested yesterday, man, if he had outed Amber, if he jammed Amber, you'd have been in the driver's seat for the game.
Yeah, you know what? It would have been a very different game. If I'd cut Amber loose, I would have gone in with numbers, really, and especially given the fact that I think Tom would have jumped on board if he thought there was a numbers advantage. I definitely did think about cutting Amber loose. In fact, Kathy and I really just discussed it all day. She was my alliance, Kathy, and we discussed it that entire day. I talked to Jerry as well, and my final decision really was, well, I think maybe we should get rid of Amber. And but I was having I was so conflicted because I had Jerry, who's a very good friend of mine, Rob, a good friend of mine. I finally said, Kathy, you need to make the call. And Kathy said, well, I think we can trust Rob, and she made the executive decision to get rid of Jerry.
She had tears in her eyes last night,
absolutely.
too. And through the tears, she's ready to take off her immunity protection and give it to you. During the vote last night, did you think she was going to give you her immunity?
No, in fact, we discussed that quite a bit that day because I knew that I was on the block. And she had said, I'm going to give you the necklace. And I kept insisting, no, I don't want the necklace. I don't want to stay in the game that way. You earned it, and I want you to have it.
The way it was edited, it looked like you were shocked.
In fact, and that was, editing, because really, in reality, I wasn't shocked at all. I was relieved, if nothing else, because when he asked, do you want to give it up, I had asked her at the very last minute, please do not give it up. I don't want it, and she didn't, and I was really I was grateful for that.
Wow, wow, what a story.